Hey guys, so this video is gonna be a tutorial on industrial park, and this is the first time that I'm making a video in which I speak, so I apologize if the quality isn't very good or if you can't understand my accent. I'm gonna do my best. In this video we're gonna learn how to get a model and import it into BFBB as a stage model. There's already an industrial park tutorial made by txd, I think that's how you pronounce it. He covered most of the basics in using industrial park, and I'm gonna assume that you already watched that and that you already understand everything that's there before starting this. So we're going to import a model that I got from models resource, just as an example. And we're gonna use industrial park to do it. So let me open this. If you've only seen txd's video on industrial park, well, some things have changed in it since it, but it's nothing too big, really. Things just got better overall. There's more asset types. So let's get started with the models. You see the model format that's used by BFBB. The models are here in the ESP layer in the hop. There's multiple of them actually. If you select it, it's going to show up red. Those level models, we don't really know much about how they work. They are DFF files, so we know the basic structure of them, but there's a controller which we really understand nothing about it, and there's not much we can do with it for now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna import the models as stage objects, and we're gonna place them like all the way over here in this place, and we're gonna make the level here, and the rest of the old level, it's gonna stay there, but it's gonna be very far away and you won't be able to see it. So it should work as a custom level. And we're gonna use 3ds Max to edit the models before we import it. We're gonna need the renderware DFF plugins for import and export for that. So they are only available for 3ds Max, so there's anything I can do about it. So let's import the models. I have them here. Let me see. Tutorial. Yeah, that looks terrible. Let me get rid of this. I know how to fix that. I'm gonna use Blender. I don't really know how to use Blender. I'm just gonna import it here. You don't have to do this, just in case your model shows up like that. It depends on what you're going to do, which model you're trying to import. I'm gonna export it as FBX. Close this. We're not gonna use Blender. And import it here. Now that looks much better. Let me delete this camera. Okay. I'm gonna delete this too. So this is the model. I'm pretty sure we can get it into BFBB and maybe even make a nice level out of it. So I'm gonna start by going here, selecting all the vertices and routing them. And now that we did that, we're gonna check if the scaling of the model it fits BFBB. I'm not sure if it does. We can't even tell very well just looking at the model because we need to actually play it to be able to see if the scaling is good. But there's an easy way to scale the models even after they are imported. So that's not a huge problem. Let me see, this is around 40 units long. 40 units is too big for this. I'm gonna make it smaller. Let me see, 40 units, I want it around, I don't know, 4 units. Let's make it 10%. So now this is 4 units. That should, I think this is a good size. Let me just place it in the center. And I'm gonna save this just so that we have one here. Now we can't really export the model as a single mesh because this is too big for the game to handle as just one mesh. So we're gonna have to split it into multiple ones and do each of them separately. It's really easy to do that, honestly. Let me see. That is too big. Let me do this. I'm gonna get these out first. Like, we don't want them to be solid, so just detach. Let me see. I'm gonna select part that's around this size. It doesn't have to be too perfect. Just select a part of the model. And these things, they move in game, right? We can do that too, but not right now. Let's first just get this thing in game. Let me see. Like I said, it doesn't have to be too perfect, but just make them separate parts. If we put this part here as one separate, we can actually make it appear in game only when we want to, which is a good thing. It's how it works in the original game, right? There we go. We have everything separate. You can delete the original one. It's 10 parts. It's actually only 10 parts. Usually it will end up with more than that if you have a bigger level. But yeah, I think this is good enough. Let's get these, make sure they are all at the 0 position. We need at least them to fit the same position. They can be like this. This is gonna break it. And now I'm gonna make a folder here. Alt. And we're gonna put each of those parts in a separate DFF file in that folder. Check 1. Now this is very important. If you choose the wrong settings here, it won't work in game. It has to be GTA VC PC 3.4. We don't need no names. We don't need skinning. None of it. Yeah, I think this is good. And hide that just so we know that's already there. This wasn't supposed to be like this, but I guess it's not too bad. We can always split it again later. There we go. I think I did everything right. Maybe 8 is too big, but it shouldn't be much of a problem. Now we're gonna come back here, and this is the hop file. It might work if you do it in the hip, but let's do it in the hop just because the original game does it, and we wanna keep things organized. We're gonna add a new layer and make it a model layer. And we're gonna add a new asset to it. Asset type is gonna be model. The raw data we're going to import object 01. So it should set the flags automatically for you and generate the asset ID for you too. You can name it anything you want. And yeah, this is good enough. So now the model is already in the hub. It's not showing up in the level because we haven't made an asset for it. But we're going to do that in a moment. Actually, let's just do it right now. Let's get the hip. And we're going to find a simp asset, like this one. This is the simp. The bomb unexploded. We're going to make a copy of it. And we're going to name it level object 01. The asset ID will change. And there it is. It's a copy of the bomb. Let me get a texture zoom just so that it doesn't look all white. When you edit data, it's going to show this up, and this is the model asset ID of the simp. So it's using this model, which is the model for the bomb. We're going to change it into this one. So we're going to copy it and put it here. And well, where is it? Alright, it's somewhere. We just need to find it. There it is. It's a bit weird. We're gonna fix that. Actually, let's come here and we can clear this, the rotation. It's not gonna be any rotation yet. And we're gonna change the position to where I said that we would put it. So let's move that thing all the way over here. Just put it very far from the original level. Have it here. Let's make the X value 1200, and the Y and Z we're just gonna leave it at 0, both of them. So there's the object, and it's very far from the original level. And now that it's here, we can just put in the rest of it, like the other 9. Let's just make 9 copies of it. In each one of them, we're gonna edit the header and import the new file. It's gonna get named automatically, which is good. I'm gonna make a way to do this like everything at once at some point. Just remove this and save this. And now we're gonna make copies of those as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna name them something more understandable. And we're gonna change the model asset ID so it fits the new one. Object 3, give it the ID, the model asset erase it. And there we go. That's all of them. When you save this and save this should actually already work in game. It's not gonna have any textures because we haven't added them yet. Let me add the textures to Industrial Park. And make a copy of this. Put it here. Textures. Delete the models. Options. Add texture folder. This one. It should appear like this in game. The game actually generates the lighting. Gosh, I hate that word. It generates it at runtime, so it's gonna be lit with the lights of the level. It's gonna look a bit prettier than this. Those textures with transparent parts might give us some trouble, but let's just leave them there for now. I want to test this in game, and for that we're gonna need to put SpongeBob here somehow. Like, you can't get here on foot, right? We're gonna get the player asset. Where is it? This it. And we're gonna place it. Yes, position was this one, right? So we're gonna place him here. There's a few other stuff we should move as well. Like, you don't need to move the skybox because it will come here automatically, following you. But we're gonna get the markers in RKR from HBO1. This is the marker that comes from the first level, and we're gonna put it here too. I'm just gonna copy the ones from this one so they are the same. They are in the same place now. Let's probably a few other stuff we also want to move here. Squidward. I'm gonna move this too just in case. But in the same position. Whoa. And save it. It should work now. So I'm gonna go test and then I'll show you what it looks like. So I just went in game and it doesn't work because we forgot to do something. Let's come back here and you can see that, let me turn on triggers. There's this huge trigger that is around the entire level and it doesn't let SpongeBob get out of it. So we're gonna move that. There. This one take a little bit. There's a better way of doing this, but I'm lazy, so I'll just do it like this. Should be better now. I think there's still some ammo I can have to move. Let's take a look here. This one, this one. I'm gonna put all of them over there, you know, just in case. I hope this is all of them. These are cameras. Oh, we're gonna do cameras eventually as well. No, it should work now. Let's test. So I went in game and it didn't work, and I just got rid of all the out of bounds triggers just because it was still putting me out of bounds there for some reason. So I deleted them all, and we can put them back later if we want to. But there's one thing that's stopping us from going there, which is something we have overlooked over here. It's this thing. Squidward SV point. You get placed in it when you talk to Squidward, so the position is still the old one. You're gonna go over there, copy the positions from this, and now you should be able to go there. I'm not sure if the game's audio gets in the way of my voice. There we go. Let's try this one.
Almost.
The moon jump thing turned on so I can do this. Yeah, I think it's working fine. So now that we have everything here, we're gonna add the textures to the game. Thankfully, there's a function in Industrial Park just for doing that. The textures, they are here, and normally we would have to make a TXT archive for each one of them, but we don't have to do that. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna export one of the textures from the game, place it here. I'm gonna name it texture.txd. I'm gonna open it in magic.txd. And we're gonna select all of the textures, put them here, and we're gonna go through each of them and compress them and generate the bitmaps. Magic.txd really should have a way to do this like all at once, but while it doesn't, this is what we have to do. Okay, delete this first one now and save it. So now it's a TXT with all the textures of the level. We're gonna come here on the hub and click on Import TXT Archive. Select it. I'm gonna create a new layer and put all of our textures there. So they have the same names and everything. And that's it, this should work in game. There is a chance that the game will crash now because there's a limit on how many textures the game can load at once. But let's hope that it's not hit. Those textures, they are all pretty small, so they shouldn't add up too much to the limit.
Go.
This is very slow. Like it's only slow because of the recording.
The rolling grid.
It takes a bit to work. I'm gonna go figure out what's wrong and I'll come back. So it turns out that the problem with the textures was actually Industrial Park's fault, and I'm gonna fix it and release an update before this video so it won't affect you. But yeah, I'm gonna go and properly import the textures now.
The
There it is. Textures are here. I think it's looking pretty great now. problem here with the transparent texture. Looks very weird, but it's really easy to fix that actually. You just need to put the model that has the texture in its own separate object, like just split it from the rest like we did before, and it will look normal. So yeah, this is it. And I hope that was clear. Thanks for watching. I know that I ran into issues while making this, and I decided to keep them in the video because you are probably going to run into issues too when you're making a level. So that way you can know that it happens and you just gotta find your way around it. So if there's anything you wanna ask, just talk to me, and yeah, that's it.